Long, long, I've been having a sweet dream. I've been dreaming since I woke up today. Starring me in my sweet dream. 'Cause she's the one that makes me feel that way. And even if time is passing me by now, I couldn't care less about the dues you say I got. Tomorrow I'll pay the dues for dropping my load. I'll find the face for being the sleepy but told. And you can be sure that
Enough
you're
of the dreaming. Dreams, when they are not lucid, are enchantments. Dreams seem real while they last. Can we say any more than this about life? So asked us Havelock Ellis many years ago. A Course in Miracles tells us, does not a world that seems quite real arise in dreams? Yet they are a way of looking at the world and changing it to suit the ego. It goes on to say, the miracle establishes that you dream a dream and that its contents are not true. And most importantly, truth is eclipsed by fear, and what remains is but imagined dreams. My higher self guide, Michael, has been teaching me since 5 years old to make me ready to understand and even elaborate A Course in Miracles. He brought it into my time stream 3 different times in my life, and the first 2 times I read maybe 50 pages and set it aside because it made so little sense. The reason it made so little sense and makes so little sense to so many people is because the words used often have both underappreciated spiritual connotations and overused habitual meanings. The habitual meanings, through which you misunderstand the Course, conceal the intended spiritual meanings until a shift happens. This happened to me the 3rd time I tried to read the Course. I read a quote and told Michael, this is absolute tosh. And I set it aside and he said, read it again. And I picked it up and I read that quote again. And I read it again. And somehow, suddenly, my interpretations of all the essential words shifted away from the mundane conditioned meanings to the spiritual meanings. And it made more sense than I would have ever before imagined without that experience. I think of this as reading through the Holy Spirit, and the whole Course has to be read that way in order to be truly understood. So understand that the reason the Course feels so awkward at first is because in order to make sense of it, you have to actually stop using the mundane interpretations of words that come so quickly from the conditioned mind and act as the cognitive lens through which you're understanding the Course, or misunderstanding it, as the case may be. So without warning you of it, so that you'd be conscious of this need to shift into the spiritual interpretations of words, the Course more or less just forces you to shift your interpretations in order to make sense of it. Because words are conditioned ways of perceiving that create your imagined subjective experience. So it's trying to shift your perception so you'll be capable of perceiving the real world in which your perceptions have been corrected and healed. Our Mastery series, it's 4 books so far, does this as well, but in keeping with our theme that lucidity is consciousness consciously directing attention, we tell you that it is what is required. the shift in understandings of the words, both to understand and apply the material, and you do this for the sake of changing by your will the dream of the world. So the Course teaches that the separation has never occurred and that we're all dreaming. My guide, the Demon Michael, adds, you are dreaming without the lucidity necessary to empower you to correct or heal your own perceptions and thereby transform the dream of the world to the happy dream. A Course in Miracles teaches us that the transformed, forgiven world is the happy dream. The Demon Michael tells you how to create the happy dream of your own volition by being lucid. Only the lucid dreamer can change the dream, he reminds us, and you must persist in the dream to change it. Why persist? I mean, if it's just a dream, why persist? Because we can in no way be saved from the unhappy dream without also saving everyone else. As the Course teaches us, the separation never occurred. We can't be saved without our brothers. As Michael shows us in our book, The Dream of Awakening, there's nobody here except you, and you includes me. The Demon Michael tells us lucidity allows us to examine critically, to interrogate our own unconscious beliefs and self-talk, and that these are the lenses of our uncorrected perception that create the dream of separation, guilt, and death. The practice of lucidity, and it is a practice, empowers us to successively heal more and more our perceptions by examining the untrue beliefs, because there's a lie in the middle of the word belief, beliefs. Let me start that sentence over. The practice of lucidity empowers us to successively heal more and more our perceptions by examining the untrue beliefs, the unhelpful self-talk that literally manifests the nightmare in which we perceive ourselves to be trapped. The Course tells you, you are doing this to yourselves. Then Michael explains in detail how to stop doing it. Lucidity is an exit from suffering. All suffering is caused by self-talk. Now, by suffering, I don't mean pain. Suffering is the self-talk layered atop the pain. So the Course encourages us toward the happy dream, which we can access through true forgiveness. Doesn't really give us instructions. The Demon Michael tells us true forgiveness is the intentional interrogation and reformation of formerly unconscious self-talk. You witness it is not helpful. You witness it is not true. It is a belief. And that belief loses its power to generate painful emotional states because you withdraw your faith from it, having witnessed lucidly that it is not true and it is not serving you. The Demon Michael tells us true forgiveness is an intentional interrogation and reformation of formerly unconscious self-talk. It is an act of love, a disciplined practice, and every time you catch yourself being bothered, angry, hurt, you know you have just located another place in perception where your self-talk needs to be examined, interrogated, and reformed. The Course tells us very early that it is just a foundation, that our friend goes with us, and there will be more. The Demon Michael is part of the same Oversoul group that dictated the Course to Dr. Schuchman in order to prepare the mind for the more detailed how-to information presented in our Mastery series. He presents detailed how-to content that the Course left hazy. You understand it in principle, but you're not sure how, just from reading the Course, to actually approach it, how to make it happen, how to enter the happy dream. Lucidity is how you do that. He teaches us to actually achieve the happy dream by your will and focused attention. He shows us how to truly forgive, how to interrogate and reform our formerly unconscious self-talk, which is hidden often in our unspoken emotions. Now, where in ACIM you had to wade through thousands of word ore to mine from them the spiritual gold nuggets, our Mastery series is dense with spiritual ore. They're short books, not intimidating, meant to be read many times whenever you need your lucidity enhanced again. If you're a student of the course, you can devour these books easily the very first time in 4 days. So our Mastery series quickly pushes your mind to shift its use of language in order to perceive that spiritual gold. In Rise in Lucidity and Master Anxiety, we're taught how to overcome anxiety, to lucidly forgive what appeared to cause your fear, to befriend the circumstances sent to waken you within the nightmare so that, as a lucid dreamer, you can change the nightmare to the happy dream. Then in Master Your Mind and Rise, he teaches you how to become the mind's lucid architect, its reformer, its interrogator, so that you can heal your own perceptions rather than waiting for it to just happen. You can make yourself more lucid by the exercises he provides, more empowered in the dream of the world each time you use these techniques to regain control of your subjective experience. It's being hijacked by your conditioned ways of perception. You can take your power back. So he teaches us directly in the dream of awakening how to make yourself lucid so as to summon the happy dream as your experience. In the fourth book, Mastering Lucidity in the Dream of the World, we are shown by the Demon Michael how to make ourselves lucid over and over, no matter how many times the world scares us back into identification with the nightmare. These books are our gift to the world. I, as a character in this dream, was literally made by the circumstances of my life, the experiences, to deliver this message because, as the Course tells us, the message and its messengers are one. My very life embodies these axioms, these theorems, these methods. Every horrific, sad thing I endured prepared me to understand the Course and to listen inward for the voice for truth, so I could serve after my near-death experience in 1978 as Dr. Schuchman did. I'm just a conduit, just a messenger. We are one team here. Nobody's more cherished than anybody else. We all bring a piece of the puzzle for which we have not had the box top before, the image to guide us. Now, lucidity provides that image. So don't imagine you've found this content by accident. You were summoned, and you summoned the content to yourself. You have answered, you have arrived, and here, too, are the answers you needed. The Course tells us it takes only one of us to remember the forgiven world, the perfect world. We are that one. All of us. We are the one we have been waiting for. We're the team. We, this convergence, is the second coming. So thank you for being here. You brave, heroic godling. At this critical time, we really need each other. We've assembled to change the dream of the world to the last and greatest dream, the happy dream that is made from the dream of awakening. It is the dream of lucidity that manifests the happy dream. It becomes happy because we are lucid, aware of what we are at last, and so we experience the slowly growing uncaused joy, just because we know we are godlings and that in lucidity nightmares need not be. Now, many read the Course and the interpretations of its highest profile commentators, and they become apathetic and disengaged. This happens because they haven't really understood all of the Course. Certain parts of it have been very underemphasized. We aim to correct that. The dream of the world, as it is, the nightmare, does not call for apathy, but for active, lucid engagement. Nightmares are vanquished only with the disciplined practice of directing and focusing attention to reform the mind, which is the lens through which you perceive and create that world. Most people are unconsciously identified with the mind, and so they don't even witness that the mind is creating their expectations, resulting in the nightmare. And the nightmare will continue until we correct the cognitive lenses through which we create our experience of it. Many secretly fear to waken because they fear everything they love within the dream will vanish. I have experienced that fear before. And although it has not received the emphasis that the words deserved, Yeshua in the Course assured us, in anticipation of this very fear, it is safe to waken now, he tells us, for I have preserved for you everything you loved when you dreamt it into being. Yeshua's brother, our brother, Michael, further adds on to this, saying, your creations are waiting for you to return to them. The reunion will be joyous. These concepts have been very neglected by most commentators on the Course, and it has given rise to a very non-dual interpretation of the Course that has led some to fear awakening lest they lose what they love, and others to fall into apathy, imagining that because the world is only a dream, that it has no meaning. This is not so. You, that is we, are all godlings, and the world has for each of us exactly the meanings we usually unconsciously, assign. We assign them by way of our conditioned expectations and ways of perceiving. So long as we remain unconscious of our expectations and habitual meaning assignments, we are not lucid, and we imagine we are victims of the world we see, a world that appears to happen to us when it is really happening through us, through the lenses of our mind, our thoughts, our self-talk, our expectations. Those are all conditioned into us. Lucidity has to be trained into us too, because it is a practice. Lucidity teaches you how to actively remedy misperceptions that create the nightmare by our focused attention directed under our holy will. And the holy will is wholly willed by all creation, and that is the dream of awakening that leads to the happy dream. The problem is not dreaming. The problem is unconscious, non-lucid dreaming. A dream is an enchantment that you do not witness to be an enchantment, and so you believe in it. The truth is unity, Michael tells us in Master Your Mind and Rise, and everything else is but dreams. The most important question then is, how lucidly are you dreaming? This is truly the most important question, because in lucid dreaming, the illusion is witnessed to be an illusion, and so it becomes not dreaming, but creation through conscious, willful extension. Michael reminds us that we are responsible to become lucid and reform our minds so that the mind lens through which we perceive is clear and can reveal truth. This is our work in the world. Lucidity is the end, that is the purpose of suffering. It is meant to make you lucid. And once it has made you lucid, it then becomes the end, as in the cessation of suffering, because once you're lucid, you no longer suffer. Don't waste your suffering. Michael teaches us how to use suffering to make us lucid, to alert us that we are perceiving what cannot be true, because we are dreaming the world we experience through the lens of unhappy, untrue, conditioned, habitual self-talk, the beliefs that you've been conditioned to put your faith in. You can take back your faith, which is your power. Michael, our brother of Yeshua, our brother, tells us exactly who is doing this to the world and who is responsible to correct it in Master Your Mind and Rise. He says, you will learn to be free, that is lucid, to supervise your mind and be again its conscious architect. And you will learn to wield your will and focus your attention to create what is joyous and loving. All you get to choose is when you learn, which defines exactly how long you suffer. Yeshua likewise tells us in the Course that the Course is required. This is a course in miracles, he says. It is a required course. Only the time you take it is chosen. Free will does not mean you get to establish the curriculum. It means only that you can elect what you want to take at a given time. So they're saying the same thing. Clearly, we are enjoined to learn lucidity, the lucidity required to manifest our own salvation from nightmares. You can put it off as long as you choose, and you will suffer until you choose otherwise. Thanks for being here. We are the team. Every new person just grows the team, but you were destined always to be here. We are destined to be here. Please help spread this message by liking and subscribing so the algorithm gets it out there and the other team members start finding the channel. Share the video if you can with students of the Course in Miracles. They need this further instruction. The Course is just a foundation. This is Michael's part in the project of the Dream of the World. And what he adds is built upon the words of our brother Yeshua, who prepared our minds to be able to understand the details of how to create the happy dream. The details Michael has given us. We love you all. So we tell you this plainly. It is time to step into your power, team. Step into our power. I persisted in this dream after my near-death experience. For you, to be here at this time to help us all awaken as one new vision. We wrote these books for you so that you would be empowered and free. Please avail yourself of the wisdom in them. They're available as electronic books at crackedpotpublishing.com. The link is in the description below. There you can also sign up for one-on-one coaching with me and Michael, who is present with me at all times. We cannot be apart from what love makes us a part of. The world needs you to have the knowledge and skills taught in these works. You need these understandings, because to get to the happy dream, we must wield that wisdom in competence, in lucidity, so that we can at last dream together the happy dream, the last and greatest dream of all, which is the dream of awakening, lucid in the dream of the world. And that precisely is how we work together to put out that destructive, pesky little eye.